Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Hello, welcome back to Halftime. Naranda Brown, your host, and we start this week's episode on a bit of a somber note. Diego Maradona, Argentina and the Napoli great, has passed on. Now, he was a serial winner, put mildly. He was a super player and an ecstatic fan. We saw that in the 2018 World Cup where he was dancing with a fan and he was enjoying himself to the fullest. Maradona went above and beyond to ensure that his team was victorious in the end. He had an illustrious career at both club and international level, and we don't see that as often today because some players, they're good with the club, but when they're with their home country, they're average and they go missing for long periods. His unpredictability is something that I think stood out of all his traits. He would go from one extreme to the other in the blink of an eye. For example, the 1986 World Cup. The first goal is the one that everyone speaks of, the hand of God. But in that same game as well, 5 minutes later, he scored the goal of the century. He ran almost 60 yards with the ball. He took on almost 8 English players and he dismissed each of them and in the end ended up scoring. Now in 2002, that goal was voted goal of the century, and few of us can argue because to date, I haven't seen a better goal. Considering the stage at which he scored this goal as well, the opponent that he was up against and what was at stake, I think Maradona was hands down the man for the big occasion. For both club and country, he scored a goal every other game. And that, in my opinion, is a phenomenal feat considering the different factors. The pitch that they were playing on, the opponents they were up against, some of the tackles that were allowed. It's quite fascinating to see some of those clips, how he glides and effortlessly passes the opponents like they aren't even there. Maradona put the city of Naples and the club of Napoli on the map. No one knew about them before Maradona. And he left there with a legacy that is unparalleled and matched by none. His impact was such that earlier this week when he passed, the president of Napoli announced that they would be naming the stadium in honor of Diego Armando Maradona. Outside football, he had challenges like every other human being. But what I can say is, whenever he was on the field of play, it was pure joy. And it's revolutionized the sport in such a way where greats like Ronaldinho can come forward and say, he was their inspiration. As an artist carefully considers the brush before he applies strokes to the canvas, so was Maradona on the field of play. And in the words of Jurgen Klinsmann, he was an artist with the ball at his feet. Diego Maradona was a true legend in the game of football, and his contribution will go on for centuries to come. Now, considering Maradona's impact on football, we decided to ask you, the fans, what was your most memorable Maradona moment, his influence on your life, and what you liked most about him. These were your responses.
Rest in peace to a legend. Maradona brought so much to football. You know, his skill, his speed, but I would say most importantly, strength. Strength for his size. He was like really strong, quick on the ball, you know, and he was full of energy, a lot of energy. I mean, I didn't really get to watch him growing up, but watching all them clips and things, you can see that he was energetic, quick, strong, you know, and I know that him inspire a lot of people around the world. And one person I know for sure who him inspired is Messi. One of the greatest also, you know. But growing up and seeing clips and things of Maradona, it was a joy. It was a joy. You know, and one thing we always and will always remember about him is that hand goal.
Well, the world definitely lost a true legend of the game, a true footballing great, an icon. Diego Maradona, so crafty, combination of skill, strength and speed. Definitely difficult to stop on his day. He was one of the greatest of his era, if not the greatest, rivaled by Pele, of course. Yeah, as a person, Maradona, a great individual. We saw that with his leadership with the Argentina team, national team. Definitely tried his best to put that team in a position to win, came up short, but at the end of the day, you saw the dedication, the motivation that he gave the players, and his leadership on a whole. Yeah, my most memorable moment of Diego would be that mazy run that I saw obviously through highlight. I wasn't around when that happened, but yeah, I think he left 7 or 8 English players for dead, went inside the English 18-yard box, dribbled the goalkeeper and rolled the ball into the back of the net. So that speaks to the type of talent he was. Yeah, so I'd say a true icon of the game, and sadly missed by the whole entire world, especially the football world. And yeah, may his soul rest in peace. True great.
Yo, I know the easiest thing for put the man impact in a voice, you know, but you know, just look at Napoli. Man, it's more than just a talented and technically gifted player. The man had charisma and personality. Man was, you know, is described as a man of the people. In Napoli right now, before his death, you have people with murals of him, images of him on their wall and everything to show, you know, how they respected and adored him. Argentina as well. This man, you know, eat, breathe and sleep football just for the religion of football. It's more than just, you know, a business or even a job for him. It's his life.
Whoa, Diego Maradona. Trust me, his death is really like a huge deal to football people anyway. Even if you're interested in football in the slightest way, Maradona's death, whoa, he was really a legend. He was really up there, and I remember my most memorable moment from Maradona was when he scored he had the ball from his half, right, just above the half line in his half, and he dribbled with the ball, and he dribbled and he came down and he scored like that. He was so fast and it was so tactical, and that's one of my most memorable moments from Maradona, and he had a huge impact on football, really.
Peace to the legend Diego Maradona. You know, growing up as youth, you idolize the man there, you know, the level of skill, trickery and overall fitness when bring to the game of football. You know, the whole excitement, the man, the thing was above the normal. My most memorable moment with Diego Maradona was the dribble there against England, you know. Yeah man, the hands of God, that one way stand out just the same, you know.
Good day, football fans. Yesterday was a very sad day in football. We got some very disturbing news. Diego Maradona passed, and we'd like to say condolences to his family, and he's a legend. His memory will live on forever. One of my most memorable moments and what I like about him is that he's a very powerful player. He's a very impactful player, and my most memorable moment is when he scored a goal with his hands. Diego Maradona, the best to ever play the game.
Yo, I only remember Maradona when last World Cup when things were going Argentina way, when he showed the middle fingers.
When we think of Maradona, two main things that comes to mind.
are Hands of God and Pele, because it's always comparing who is better. Is it Maradona or is it Pele? Both are legends. Today we're here to talk about Maradona. Alright? So Maradona is a legend, an icon, I would say, sportsman. He's a leader. He brings excitement to the game. Also, the way he warms up before a game, is very different from how everyone warms up and stuff like that. So I really like his entertainment, even when he's warming up and stuff like that. In peace, Maradona. Thanks for your contribution to the sport, and you have done it in your era. A lot of persons today, a lot of players, I don't think are dedicated to the sport as much as he was and work as hard as he does.
Well, 2020 strikes again in a bad charge. As far as what Maradona mean to we're talking about high school, my lord, and you try to make under 14, under 16 squad, you see what I say? And you fight to make the squad, and when you finally make the squad, now you have to decide which number you get, and you know, see a problem, because every man want number 10 in a bad charge. You see me, I say? And every man want to make sure so them can get white boots to play, no? And wear number 10, and you don't know a problem when man can't get the number 10. You see me, I say? Because you don't know is it a Pele or Maradona, that's what I think there. You see it, and beyond that, still no man, like, the man, they are greatness, the man, they revolutionize the game, and the man, they set a certain bar where it just seems like it's hard to compete with or even compare to, The man, they're a legend of the game, and without anything else still. The hand of God, you see it, man. And that everybody remember, the hand of God, you see it, man. Yeah.
Diego Maradona is not my favorite footballer. However, as a football lover, one could not ignore the fact that this man was great, and he's a legend. My most memorable moment of Maradona was that goal he scored, the goal of the century against England in 1986. What I admire the most about Maradona is his passion for the game, a determined footballer, and a footballer who will do anything to get a victory. Take for example, the hands of God. A legend has passed on. Maradona, rest in peace. Another great addition to the Evans football team. Rest in peace, legend.
Diego. Yo, man was a true genius. He not only entertained with his passion, but it was very inspiring, regardless whether you're a football fan or not. You can't help but be inspired by the passion that he showed for the sport of football, Like, man was scoring goals like from anywhere on the field. You understand? There was never too many players between him and the goal. Because, as impossible as it seemed, the man always find a way to weave him way through and put the ball in the back of the net, And when just look at even how he celebrated others, man. It's just a love for the sport. It's like beyond his. It wasn't even about his own greatness or his own achievements. He was passionately celebrating the achievements of others, He's a troubled brother generally, but you couldn't doubt his love for the sport and his love for humanity. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Diego Maradona. One of the greatest the world has ever seen. Not just as an athlete, but just as a human, One love. Wow, good.
The myth, the man, the legend, Diego Maradona passed on at the age of 60 years old. Now, me being a football enthusiast, it would be remiss of me not to mention, at least or say a few words about the impact he had on me as, of course, a sports enthusiast. I would say his greatest moment, of course, was the and he dribbled through the entire England defence in that particular World Cup and scored one of the greatest, if not the greatest goal in World Cup history. I would say the impact he left on the game, when we look at what we have as the modern day reincarnation of him, is Lionel Messi. If you look at style, technique, operation, the way that he has the ball on, like it has a string attached to his foot with the ball on it, the way Lionel Messi plays, he seems like he embodies what Diego Maradona was, and I would say that is one of the greatest impacts he left on the game. Because let's be real, we know that Messi was inspired by him, and you can't speak football without speaking about Lionel Messi. What I would say is, of course, my favorite thing about, or if I had to say what was the impression left on me from Maradona, is his unpredictability. Because in one game, in the same game, 2 goals. One, he dribbled through the entire defense, magical, immaculate moment, and at the same time, the hand of God. Where did that come from? You will never expect one player to do 2 contrasting different, they are totally 2 different things, to score a goal in the same World Cup, in the same game, as a matter of fact. So, the saying goes, form is temporary, class is permanent, but never forget that legends live forever. Sleep in peace, Diego Maradona. Darius Morris for HalftimeTv, signing out.
The unmeasurable amount of joy and commitment Maradona has given the football world can't describe the legacy he has left behind. Memorable moments from his first World Cup, his unforgettable hand of God goal, to his transformation of football at Napoli has given him worldwide recognition as one of the greatest players ever. His multiple foot skills, cleverness of the game, and his leadership qualities are what I admired most about him. We, the football fanatics, will surely miss a legend who was literally the reason some of us like football. I am one of them. Rest in peace, Diego Maradona, the unbeatable, incomparable, and unforgettable.
Arguably one of the greatest to have ever laced a football cleat. A tactician, a genius, a magician with the ball at his feet. The hands of God has left us into God's hands. Rest in peace, Diego Armando Maradona.